I'm Keegan Shivers.
And I'm Old Man Shivers.
And this is the Shivers Report, where you get the most up-to-date real estate information
In the world!
and more specifically in the Pacific Northwest. Sellers are taking their homes off the market at a record pace. This is something that I saw all over Instagram, all over social media, everywhere. And it's important to ask, compared to what? But it's compared to 2020. And that was COVID. That's why people were taking off all those properties so fast. What is the reasoning behind that for somebody that doesn't follow the real estate market on a daily basis?
Well, right now, the reality is our market across the board. Now, remember, real estate's hyper-local.
Yep.
Okay? Say it all the time. County, state, neighborhood, block to block. If you do not have to sell in this market, we are in the Pacific Northwest and in a lot of the nation, we are in a depreciating market. Mm-hmm. So in your mind, if you're thinking, hey, this is 2022 data and you don't have to sell, you're not selling. You have a 3% interest rate. You're like, why would I sell?
Yeah.
There's no reason to, especially when down the street you got Pulte Homes that's given a 3.99% interest rate. You guys are at the same price. Well, you're going to have to drop 50 grand. And if you have a 3% interest rate and you don't have to sell, you're not going to sell.
Do you think this is just a lot of people just testing the market, just seeing, hey, if we could get this number, we'd sell? Other than that, though?
Well, agent friends we want people to like us. A lot of people get in this business because I love people. And it's hard to have that conversation when someone's sitting there and telling you that they want. I mean, I had that conversation with a client. There was no comps for the property. We tested the market out at a couple $1 million. Mm-hmm. Nothing. So I had to go to him and say that we're going to have to adjust the price by $250,000. You think he took that well? Absolutely not. But it doesn't matter because the market is what it is. It's what a buyer's willing to buy it for and a seller's willing to sell it for. But if you don't have to sell, you're not necessarily going to take a $250,000 adjustment.
100%. And I think that's just the limbo that we're in right now with the rates at 6.67.
Yep.
With a large amount of people that have interest rates that are below 4%.
Over, what is it, 61%?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I mean, for somebody who has that, you have to have a major life change or life decision that's coming up for that to even make sense right now. Because the payment is a drastic change. Yeah. You might not even be able to afford something more than what you're in right now.
Yeah, if you have to get a loan, a lot of people that are selling right now, they have tons of equity.
Yeah.
So they can go in and buy cash somewhere. Mm-hmm. But this is a have to market. I have to because you want to get out of the state, get out of the area, got to downsize, life change, bigger family. And then it's a have to buy, even on the buy side. It's a change in family, your rental's getting sold, something like that.
This kind of reminds me of, like, say, a FSBO seller, though, where they want to test it themselves, and then if it doesn't work out, then they'll maybe hire an agent later. Is this something where you think of these people who are testing the market right now will continue to test the market, and we may see this as long as the current market status lasts? Each year we might see people trying to test the market until rates come down, until affordability gets a little bit better, and we see the buyer influx come in that people are looking for? Or do you think that's just a...
Yeah, well, knowing that 60% of the agents did not go through the great financial crisis, there are agents that will let you list it anywhere because they have no other options. They don't understand what's happening in the market. They don't know. They won't have those hard conversations because their only thing is, I got to take a listing. Well, people don't necessarily, you're not hired to list the property, you're hired to sell it.
Yeah.
And you got to have those conversations.
Yeah. I still think, I mean, sellers have high expectations and buyers have high expectations the opposite way. And I feel like we're getting more and more to a conclusion that, hey, this is not 2021 anymore, not 2022, early 2022. But there are still people out there that are attempting to price property that way.
Yeah. One data stat that I think we should look at is, I believe more people are, if you look compared to last year, 37% of all the properties that have been on the market had price cuts. And right now we're only at 36.1. So we're less price cuts this year than last year. So what that tells me is people are getting more accustomed that, hey, yes, my values have dropped, but they're still up 40%.
Yeah.
I mean, in Arizona right now, they've dropped about 10% since 2022, but they're still up 45% since 2020.
Yeah.
So compared to what?
It's like you look at the half glass empty or the half glass full.
Yeah.
And for somebody who, if that decision is something that needs to be, or they want it to happen earlier rather than later, that's the stat you got to look at.
Yeah.
Is what have you gained since 20? If you would be right now, or back then in 2020, somebody would have told you at the start of the year, hey, you're going to have a 45% appreciation by 2026 on your property. People would have been jumping off the walls with excitement.
Right.
But because of how it's felt the last 3-4 years since the end of 2022, there's a different feeling in there right now.
Yeah, because in their mind they're losing, even though they're still, they've gained, but they're in their mind. People try to avoid pain more than pleasure, right?
Yep.
So it's just human nature.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning into the Shivers Report. If you have any questions about real estate,
We have you covered.